Hello, I'm Simon Whistler. You're watching the Today I Found Out YouTube channel, and in the video today we're looking at where the expression to piss like a racehorse came from. When most horses take a leak, it is a dramatic sight, with the stream typically being about 1/3 to 1/2 of an inch, around 1 centimeter in diameter, creating a veritable river of urine that seems to have impressed some wordsmith sufficiently enough to coin the phrase piss like a racehorse. Today this denotes a full human bladder that needs to have been emptied yesterday. Although authoritative sources for the expression's origins are non-existent, luckily the tools of the modern world are at our fingertips to try and track down the origin and progression of this rather uncouth phrase. To begin with, a version of the expression was born sometime just after the mid-20th century. At this point, the combustion engine had long since supplanted horsepower for transportation and other work, which is perhaps why there aren't other variants that include things like piss like a carriage horse or plow horse. So when specifically is the first documented instance of this expression? It has been claimed that it was in Richard Lemont's 1972 poetry collection, The Needle's Balance. However, the somewhat suspect source for that does not provide any information on where in said book this occurs, nor what the exact text is. Further, if this is correct, it would place it a full decade before any more readily verifiable documented instance of the exact phrase. The reason we can't be sure is that there isn't a digital version of the book available and we couldn't get our hands on a copy. But in the end, it doesn't necessarily matter in tracing the ultimate origin of the phrase if the needle's balance was the first, as is often claimed. You see, the original expression was not piss like a racehorse, but rather piss like a horse. The first known documented instance of this appears to be in issue 6 to 7, page 27 of the 1969 New American Review. In it, the following text appears: "The noise of straining tractors, uncles who were proud they could piss like a horse, and who ingested certain liquids to permit them to continue to..." After this, the phrase piss like a horse appeared in numerous works of the 1970s and beyond. The first instance of specifying a racehorse rather than just any horse that we could find and verify wasn't until 1982 in Ground Rush by Greg Barron, in which he writes, "He unzipped his fly and pissed on the insect, piss like a racehorse. That's what Pap would recommend, Pap who loved horses and dogs far more than he loved people." As to why the switch from just any horse to a racehorse occurred, this is anybody's guess. It has been speculated that the race part was included as it implies urgency, hence the meaning of urgent need to urinate. However, the first documented instances of the exact expression have the same meaning and usage as the original piss like a horse, urinate a massive amount, rather than specifically referring to the pressing need to urinate a massive amount. So it may actually be the other way around, with the meaning shifting to implicate urgency coming later as a result of the already included racehorse. It has also been noted that racehorse just kinda sounds better than horse in the expression, not unlike a common variant that has popped up since, piss like a Russian racehorse. The transition from horse to racehorse has also been correlated with the fact that in the early 1970s the drug furosemide began to be legalized in horse racing on race day, first in 1974 in Maryland and spreading from there. The first known use of it in horse racing, however, was actually about a decade before this, when veterinarian Alex Harthill, Derby Doc, gave legendary racehorse Northern Dancer a dose before the Kentucky Derby. Northern Dancer went on to win by a nose over hill rise. So what does this have to do with horses urinating, and why was it given to Northern Dancer and then many other racehorses since? Furosemide greatly reduces the incidences of exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhaging. As such, it became a very desirable thing to give to racehorses to curb this potential problem. More important to the topic at hand is that the drug is a major diuretic. A horse given this drug expels massive amounts of urine, potentially several gallons in an hour, relative to their normal output, a few quarts every few hours. The perceived benefit of this is that the horses can be induced to shed some quick pounds before the race, and the net effect, besides the major benefit of reducing instances of pulmonary hemorrhaging, is thought to be better race times. So it has been speculated that the rise in the use of this drug in the 1970s in horse racing may have seen the expression transition from piss like a horse to piss like a racehorse, the latter expelling drastically more urine before races when on furosemide than their non-doped up brethren. From there, the expression evolved to not just mean the act of expelling a massive amount of urine, but more commonly used today to imply the urgent need to do so. So I really hope you found that video interesting. Hopefully we answered a question for you. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below, and don't forget to subscribe for brand new videos every day of the week. Also, a special thank you to our patrons on Patreon. If you are interested in helping support us at Today I Found Out with a small and totally voluntary financial contribution, please do head over to patreon.com/TodayIFoundOut. We've also got a bunch of cool perks lined up for people who do support us. From $1 to whatever you want to contribute, Patreon's a great way to help us keep making videos at Today I Found Out, and we appreciate your support, and thank you for watching.